Okay, close your eyes for a second and imagine this. There's soft Sheena music, sort of drifting on the air. Fairy lights are twinkling like tiny stars across maybe a modest courtyard. Your loved ones are there, laughing, dancing, maybe a few happy tears during the holiday. And you're just glowing, not because you spent a fortune, but because the whole thing was planned straight from the heart. Now, if you're dreaming of a beautiful wedding in Dhaka, but you're also thinking, okay, how do I actually do this without, breaking the bank? Well, you are definitely not alone.
Right. And that's exactly what this deep dive is all about. We've gathered insights from various sources to really guide you through crafting a wedding in Dhaka that's joyful, elegant, truly unforgettable, and yes, on a limited budget, but absolutely overflowing with love.
Okay, let's unpack this then. A limited budget. It's not a weakness. The sources suggest it's actually, well, a superpower.
It really is. Because what the sources highlight is that a budget forces you to get clear. It makes you and your partner sit down and ask the big questions. What genuinely matters most to us? And maybe even more importantly, 10 years from now, what will our guests actually remember?
That's a powerful question.
And the answer, it usually isn't the super expensive imported flowers. It's the vibe, the incredible food, the laughter, that feeling of real connection.
That completely shifts the focus, doesn't it? So if the budget becomes this map, like you said, not a jail, where do you start? Once you've decided, okay, priorities are amazing food, gorgeous photos, maybe an intimate vibe, what's the first practical step?
It starts with a really honest conversation. Just you and your partner. List your top 3, maybe 4 absolute non-negotiables. Is it that perfect kachi biryani? Is it capturing every single candid tear and smile? Is it making sure everyone feels genuinely included, like family? Once you nail down those core values, honestly, every other decision gets so much easier. You know what you're aiming for. And thinking about that overall vision, the venue is huge. It really needs to feel like you, not just be grand for the sake of being grand. It's about soul, not just sheer size.
I love that. Soul, not size. So if we're moving away from just grandeur, what kind of alternative, maybe more personal venues do the sources point towards?
Oh, there's some great ideas. Community centers, for example. Don't underestimate them. Styled right, they can look incredibly elegant, and they often include basics like chairs, lights, maybe some simple decor.
Okay, practical too.
Exactly. Then you have restaurants with private rooms, perfect for a more intimate, cozy feel. And bonus catering is often handled right there. And for something really authentic, especially for events like the Mendi or Holud, think about home courtyards. They're so personal. Just add some fairy lights, local flower garlands, instant charm.
That sounds lovely. And are there ways to be flexible with timing that might help with venues or costs?
Absolutely. The sources strongly suggest considering weekday weddings, or even dates in the off-season. Vendors are often much more flexible then, rates can be better, and honestly, the whole vibe can feel a bit more relaxed, less rushed than a prime Saturday night. Now, staying on costs for a moment, there's this really direct link, isn't there, between the number of guests and, well, pretty much everything. Food, seats, invites, the space you need.
It adds up fast.
It really does.
Yeah.
And this is where the sources bring in this kind of fun idea, the hug test.
The HUD test. Okay, tell me more.
It's simple, really. Ask yourself, would I genuinely happily hug this person while wearing my wedding outfit?
Yeah.
If the answer isn't a clear yes, well, you might have your answer about the guest list.
Huh. That's a very clear visual. And it makes sense, especially with this trend towards micro weddings. But, in our culture, big weddings are often the expectation. How did the sources suggest handling that potential pressure?
That's a really important point. The sources suggest a practical approach, a 2-list strategy. You have your A list. These are your absolute must-haves, your ride or dies, close family, best friends. Then your B list. These are the lovely people you'd like to include if, and only if, the space and budget comfortably allow it. No stretching things thin.
Okay, A list and B list.
And communication is key. Talk to close family early on. Frame it as wanting a deeply meaningful, intimate celebration focused on connection, not just, ticking boxes or managing huge logistics. It's about the love, not the numbers.
Right. Okay, let's shift gears to something crucial. Maybe the most crucial thing for a Bengali wedding.
I think I know where you're going.
The food, let's be honest. Guests remember maybe 2 things. Was it late? And how was the food? Mostly, how is the food?
Absolutely. It's central. But here's the great insight. You don't need some overwhelming 12-item buffet to make people happy. Not at all. What truly resonates, according to the sources, is flavor, tradition, and just joy on the plate. Think about those timeless local heroes. Kachi biryani, mutton risala, chicken roast, Maybe a lovely fernie for dessert.
Yes, the
They're
classics.
classics for a reason. They deliver comfort, celebration, and that taste of home everyone loves.
So sticking to those beloved dishes is key. What about how it's served or other food ideas to keep things manageable cost-wise, but still delicious and traditional?
Good question. Service style matters. Buffet or single plate service both work. It kind of depends on your event size and flow. For smaller, more intimate gatherings, the sources mention something great. Talk to talented family cooks or trusted home caterers. They often deliver incredible, authentic flavor without the big catering company price tag.
Oh, that's a fantastic idea.
And here's another angle the sources explore. Consider a brunch reception. It's often lighter food, guests can be really happy and energetic earlier in the day, it usually costs less.
And better lighting for photos.
Exactly. Better light, potentially lower venue cost. It's a really smart, pleasant alternative. The main thing is keeping it heartfelt, not trying to be overly trendy, just genuinely good.
Okay, let's talk decor. Walking through Dhaka streets, places like Haran Bazaar, Newmarket, Gulistan, it feels like there's magic just waiting to be found for wedding decor, right?
Totally. It's like an Aladdin's cave sometimes. And you don't need a fortune. Local flowers, think beautiful marigolds, tuberoses, they're stunning, affordable, and so authentically Bengali.
So how do you take those raw materials and make the decor feel personal, tell your story?
This is where creativity shines. The sources really encourage embracing DIY elements, maybe some simple, elegant handwritten signs. Or set up a fun DIY photo booth corner with some props. You could incorporate family heirlooms, a special shawl, maybe some old brassware.
Things with history.
Precisely. Or use traditional crafts as backdrops. Imagine a colorful Shudarangi rug hanging, or a beautifully embroidered Nakshikanta. It's not just decorating, it's weaving your story into the space. Every color, every flower, every light can mean something.
That's beautiful. Now, something that lasts even longer than the decorations. The memories, photos and videos, they're forever, aren't they?
They really are. This is one area where, even on a budget, thoughtful investment pays off. The key is finding someone who gets your vision. You want someone who will catch that tear rolling down your mom's cheek or that quick, shy smile between you and your partner during the Holud chaos, those unscripted moments.
Absolutely. So if you're watching the budget, how do you find that person? Are there smart ways to get great photos without hiring the most expensive studio in town?
Definitely. The sources suggest looking at talented, up-and-coming photographers, maybe even photography students. They often have amazing, raw talent, fresh perspectives.
And they're eager to build their portfolio.
Exactly. Which means they often put in incredible effort. Yeah. Or, hey, maybe you have a friend who's got a genuinely good eye and a decent camera. Don't rule that out. Another fun idea is to sort of crowdsource memories. Create a unique wedding hashtag. Encourage guests to snap pictures on their phones and share them. Maybe set up a shared online album. It captures so many different angles.
That's a great way to get lots of perspectives. Okay, atmosphere. Music plays such a huge role, but it doesn't need a massive price tag to be effective.
Not at all.
Yeah.
Music is about mood, not money. You can absolutely create beautiful playlists yourself on Spotify. One for the entry, one for dining, one for dancing.
Tailored to each moment.
Yeah. And beyond playlists, what other creative, budget-friendly sound ideas do the sources mention?
Well, for something like the Holud, they suggest simply asking aunties and uncles to sing. You know, those beloved old songs. It's personal, it's heartfelt.
It creates instant warmth. Joy doesn't need a professional mic drop, right?
Exactly. Or maybe you have a cousin who plays guitar beautifully. Invite them to play a few songs.
Or hire a local DJ for just one key event, maybe the reception. They usually bring their own sound equipment, which saves you hassle and rental fees. It's all about using sound to build that warm, personal atmosphere. And related to atmosphere and feeling good. Let's talk about attire and beauty. There's this pressure sometimes, isn't there, that you need a high-end designer outfit.
Oh, definitely. The bridal outfit, especially.
But the sources are clear. You absolutely don't need designer labels to look and feel like a dream.
Okay, so what are some of the beautiful, meaningful, and more budget-savvy alternatives for the wedding attire?
Renting is a fantastic option these days. There are amazing choices. Or consider borrowing. Wearing your mother's wedding sari or your sister's. That's not a hand-me-down.
It's heritage.
It's heritage. Exactly. It adds such a layer of meaning. It's about weaving your family's story into your look. And for makeup and hair, again, less can be more. You could look into trusted salon trainees. They're skilled and more affordable. Or maybe a friend who's really good at makeup could help you practice and achieve a lovely, natural look. The goal is just to feel like the best version of you.
And accessories can make a huge difference too, right? Like a simple flower crown made from local blooms or one standout piece of jewelry, maybe something traditional.
Absolutely.
Oh.
Those personal touches elevate everything. But honestly, the sources kind of hint that the ultimate accessories are confidence and comfort. If you feel good, radiant, and like yourself, you'll look absolutely stunning.
Okay, we've talked about the beautiful emotional parts, but weddings, especially in Dhaka, also have practicalities. This is where we need that practical magic you mentioned earlier.
Yes, reality check time. And planning for these things is vital. The sources highlight a few non-negotiables.
Yeah.
Power backup. Absolute crucial, especially if you're using a community center or an outdoor space.
Good point. Load shedding happens.
It does. Then parking. Think about it beforehand. Do you need signs? Should you chat with neighbors about space? In really tight lanes, maybe even consider a simple valet service if possible. And of course, the weather. If there's even a chance of rain, especially during monsoon, you need a plan B. Renting a marquee or having a designated indoor space ready isn't optional, it's essential.
Right. It sounds like sorting out these practical things actually protects the magic, stops it from getting derailed by, a downpour or a power cut.
Perfectly put, it safeguards the joy.
Ah,
And speaking of support, your wedding isn't just yours and your partner's. It really belongs to your whole community, doesn't it? Your family, your friends, your tribe.
that's such a warm perspective, and the sources really encourage leaning into that, asking for help.
Absolutely. Don't be afraid to ask.
Mm.
People genuinely want to contribute. And it goes beyond just saving money.
How so? What are those deeper benefits?
Well, think about it. Letting your artistic cousin design the welcome board? Or asking your most outgoing friend to emcee? Or having a family friend play the harmonium and sing some beautiful old Nazwell songs? It weaves your loved ones directly into the fabric of the day.
Makes it their celebration too.
Exactly. It makes the memories richer, deeper, more shared. Community weddings aren't just budget-friendly. They create this incredible, unforgettable emotional energy. It's built on collective love and effort.
So bringing all these threads together, this whole deep dive, what's the big takeaway? What does it all really mean for someone planning their Dhaka wedding right now?
I think the core message that comes through loud and clear from the sources is this. The most breathtaking weddings, the ones that truly stick with you, are very rarely the most expensive ones. They're the most intentional ones. Your love story is the absolute main character. Your personal journey is the theme. And your people, your community, they provide the soundtrack. Planning a wedding on a budget in Dhaka, it's not about compromise. It's actually an opportunity for incredible creativity. It's a celebration filled with honesty, with heart, and with heritage.
That's a really empowering way to look at it. So for anyone listening who's in the midst of planning, take a deep breath. You can do this.
You absolutely can. And if you ever feel overwhelmed or lost in all the details, just bring it back to this one thing. Joy. Joy is the only non-negotiable. That's the thing that must never, ever be compromised.